Today we are going to be looking at learning target 6B, solving a system of equations by substitution. First thing you need to do is get your Cornell notes set up. Notice that in this video we will be looking at 4 different cases, so 4 different examples of how you will solve by substitution. In the first case, we are looking at an example where you already have the answer for one of the 2 variables you're looking for. In this case, we already know that y is equal to 7. So we are going to substitute 7 in where we see y in the other equation. So instead of it reading y equals negative 3x minus 8, it now reads 7 equals negative 3x minus 8. First thing we have to do to get x is we add 8 to both sides. That leaves us with 15 equals negative 3x. And we solve by dividing by negative 3 on both sides to get x equals negative 5. Now, we know our x value, we know our y value, but remember our solution is a point. Our point in this case is the point, and we write our points as xy. Our solution is negative 5, 7. The second case we're going to look at is when both equations are solved for the same variable. In this case, both equations are solved for y. Could have been x, but just in this case it happens to be y. Now, because of that, we're going to take what y is equal to down here, this 2x plus 5, and we're going to plug it in where we see y in the top equation. So our new equation, instead of reading y equals negative 5x plus 12, it now reads 2x plus 5 equals negative 5x plus 12. To solve this, the first thing we do is add 5x to both sides, giving us 7x plus 5 equals 12. From there, we subtract 5 from both sides. That leaves us with 7x equals 7, and we divide by 7 to get x equals 1. From there, we know x, but we need to find y. We take our initial equation that we plugged in, we rewrite it out, and we substitute x back in to where x should be in our equation. So instead of reading y equals 2x plus 5, it reads y equals 2 times 1 plus 5. 2 times 1 gives us 2, 2 plus 5 is 7, so we have our solution of the point 1, 7. In our third case here, we're looking at an example where one equation is solved for a variable. In this case, our second equation is solved for y, so we will plug in our 2x minus 11 where we see y in our top equation. So our top equation now reads 2x minus 2 times 2x minus 11 equals 16. Notice that when I plugged in the 2x minus 11, I put it in parentheses, because that negative 2 that's on the outside of those applies to both things inside parentheses. Whenever you substitute something in, you always want to make sure that you put parentheses around it so that you don't make mistakes if you have to distribute. Our first step in solving our equation to get x is to distribute the negative 2. So negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x, and negative 2 times negative 11 is positive 22, because 2 negatives make a positive. So then our equation reads 2x minus 4x plus 22 equals 16. Our next step is to combine like terms, so we have 2x and negative 4x, which makes negative 2x. So we have negative 2x plus 22 equals 16. Our next step is to subtract 22 from each side. That leaves us with negative 2x equals negative 6. You divide by negative 2, and we get our answer for x of x equals 3. From there, we have to plug that back in to our second equation where we see x. So it reads y equals 2 parentheses 3 minus 11. Now, we remember that those parentheses mean multiplication, so 2 times 3 gives us 6, and 6 minus 11 gives us negative 5. So our solution here is 3, negative 5. The last case we're going to look at is case 4, where neither equation is solved for a variable. This is an example of a level 4 problem for this learning target. Here, before we can do anything, we have to get one of our variables by itself in the equation. We're going to look at our second equation and try to get y by itself. In order to do that, we have to subtract 8x from both sides, leaving us with 2y equals negative 8x plus 4, because 4 and negative 8x are not like terms, we can't combine them. And then to get y by itself, we have to divide by 2, and we have to do that to each part of our equation. That leaves us with y equals negative 4x plus 2. Now we can go ahead and follow the same process that we followed in case 3. And we're going to plug this negative 4x plus 2 in where we see y in our top equation. So our top equation now reads 4x plus 2. Again, we substitute in with parentheses. So 2 parentheses negative 4x plus 2, close parentheses, equals 0. From here, we have to distribute our 2. So 2 times negative 4x gives us negative 8x, and 2 times 2 gives us 4. Our equation now reads 4x minus 8x plus 4 equals 0. From there, we combine like terms. 4x minus 8x gives us negative 4x plus 4 equals 0. We subtract 4 from both sides, leaving us with negative 4x equals negative 4. And if we finish our equation by dividing by negative 4, we get x equals 1, because anything divided by itself is just 1. Now, that equation that we solved for initially, it comes back into play here. We take x and substitute it back in for where we see x in the equation that we got. So we get our equation y equals negative 4, again in parentheses, times 1 plus 2. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So our solution is the point 1, negative 2. Make sure you have all these examples down and be ready to practice this skill in class tomorrow. Remember that case 4 was a problem that would earn you a 4 on an assessment. Everything below that, case 2 and 3, would probably earn you a 3, and case 1 would earn you a 2. So if you can see these problems, you know where you stand going into a quiz or test. Thanks, guys.